What's up everyone, Tweech here. Welcome back to the channel and another how-to Demon Souls video. If you're struggling with finding upgrade mats for your weapons, look no further. In this video, I cover the fastest and most efficient ways to farm all the shards, chunks, and pure stones that you're looking for. A bit of a disclaimer before we get into it. For best results, you would want to turn the world you're farming in to pure black world tendency state, along with having the Providential Ring and large sword of searching that increase your item discovery. You may also want to increase your luck stat above 10, since luck increases item discovery as well. All of that is not required as much as turning the world to pure black tendency, but certainly those other items will help speed up the process. With all that said, let's get to it. Alright, first one we're going to go after is the Greystone shards and chunks, and even the pures. So these are for the strength build, so if you're doing a crushing path on your weapon, you'll be able to farm up here. As you can see, we are in the Flame Lurker arena, so best thing to do is you'll have to beat him and use this farming method. If not, you're going to have to do that drop down in World 2-2 through the tunnels there. It could be a little bit of time consuming and then also dangerous, of course. So once you're here, we're going to run back out here, and the main purpose is to fight 6 of the tunnel worms. They drop the Greystone. Alright, let's see if I got anything. I got nothing. No drops. That's too bad. You're going to come back, make a right here through this little tunnel where there should be 3 more. Alright, we got 1 shard, 2 shards, and 3 shards. Okay, so you're just going to rinse and repeat this over and over until you get everything that you need. With Pure Black State, chunks and pures do drop. They are quite a low drop rate, at least the pures have been. So unless you really want to farm up like 3-4 different weapons, you're going to be here for a while. But typically, you can get 2 or 3 in a matter of maybe a half hour of farming. For all you quality builds and basic weapon bitches out there, this farming run will get you all the Hardstone, Sharpstone, and Clearstone upgrade mats that you need. Clearstone is used to make your quality weapons at scale with both your strength and dex, while your Hardstone and Sharpstone are used to make your basic weapon upgrades without specific stat scaling. You may have come across the ever-famous lizard pit in Tunnel City. Well, that's where we're headed. I suggest using the Thief Ring and a bow to snipe each lizard to maximize your farm. You can use magic or miracles as well. Spells like Firestorm and Wrath of God work really well here as a large AoE to take many of the lizards out at once, but those are for specific builds for those spells, and might not be worth the stat requirement to obtain them just to farm some stones. Also, for faster farming, have Evacuate available or any Archstone shard to warp back to the Nexus. Otherwise, you'll have to run all the way back or die and lose some souls. So we're going to head on over to World 2, Tunnel City. Alright, just to describe really quick what we're about to do. We're going to run down this tunnel to the left, kill the fat official, and down the elevator. So you could kill this. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to kill this lizard here. Yeah, we'll get some Clearstone, large Hardstone, that's fine. Make sure you're running past all of these. You should know this already if you've been here. And then right around this corner, we're going to slap the fat official around. Or pretend I'm going to slap him. Oh. And then we're going to head down this elevator here. So we come over at this first one. And then the other one just kind of runs right up to you. Now with your thief ring on, we're going to get our bow out. I have the lava bow. It's my favorite bow in the game, even though for this build it doesn't make much sense. We're going to sneak up a little bit here, if we could get this guy. So now they will try to get away really quick, so what I suggest doing is hitting it, sniping in the middle. They're going to turn a lot, but the middle of their body kind of stays put. And as you can see, they're not running, they're not hiding or anything like that. Sometimes they'll get away, just go off to the next one. I think I got just about every one. I think there was a few that got away once I got to the location here, but as you can see, just racking up a ton of upgrade mats. Now these are just your Clearstone, large Hardstone. We have regular Hardstone, Sharpstone, drop from these things, so you get a good amount. Alright, so then we collect our spoils there, nothing else. If you're coming here for the first time, over on the other side, you're going to get a some pure stones over there. But we just rinse and repeat this over and over until we got everything that we need. And if you have your evacuate, go ahead, go back to the Nexus. Alright, welcome back to the next video in our farming run here. We're going after Dragonstone. So in this portion, go back to where you fought Flame Lurker. We're going to run back, and we're going to end up going through the tunnels of Tunnel City in reverse. So it does make it a little bit easier fighting those large bear bugs that are blocking the path, because you can just sit behind them and knock them out. Not have to worry about their attacks or anything like that. But this run is going to take a little bit of time. It is not a fast run through to get Dragonstone. You can go through World 2-2 from the start, I think from the Spider Archstone. You could do it that way as well, but just know that by the time you get to the area where you have the bear bugs and the Dragonstone starts to drop, it's about halfway through Tunnel City, or yeah, through the tunnel. So this is why I like going the back way here. So yeah, we're gonna work our way through here. Now, again, don't be too hasty with this. If you get into trouble, back away, just get out of there. Make sure you get behind this guy. If your world is in pure black world tendency, this guy will show up, and that's what we want. These little phantoms, bear bug phantoms, drop 100% of the shards. Now, I believe they also have a chance to drop chunks and pures, but again, be careful. And this is what I'm talking about, taking your time. I'm kind of being trapped right now. This might take a little bit. Even with the Northern Regalia, as you can see, I'm doing a fair amount of damage, but... Oh. I already died here, just so you know. I already died in this place, trying to do this video about 3 times, just because I'm being careless, just trying to get things done as fast as possible. This is also why it is a very slow run. Now that jackass is out of the way, I should be able to get these other smaller bear bugs a little bit easier. As I say that and die. Okay, so we got a couple items. There, the bear bug grains is what I was talking about for fire resistance. So when we're going to go through the fire, we're going to use the bear bug grains, put on water veil, and I it doesn't make you completely immune to the fire, but as you can see, it doesn't take as much, you don't take as much damage. So we got a lot of shards there. I'm going to leave that guy for now. And again, if this is your first time coming through this area, just make sure that you have as much fire resistance as possible. And then roll through, don't walk through, roll through this lava if you need to. You'll find that there's a lot of different shards here already. There's Dragonstone chunks, and I believe there's a pure over here, and you can see this is where I died last time, because I wasn't paying attention to my health as I was swinging away. Yeah, this little guy got me. So get some sweet revenge there. See if we can hit this guy. Alright. Got them out of the way. Now this should be fairly easy to do. Just be careful of the jump. The jump attack is easy to read, but it does take a lot of your health away. Dude. Really? Okay. I'm gonna just leave that guy. You get it. Airbug grains. Another shard. Oh, there he is. He came down. He was done messing around. And one more. Okay. Ooh. And another shard. So now to go back through, we're going to ignore this tunnel. We're going to go all the way back. And it's up to you if you want to kill the large ones or not. You could just kill the smaller bear bugs. It's to speed up the run a little bit. That's fine. Now we're going to run back through this area to the open area where you first see patches in World 2. If you're going to like New Game Plus, +1, or further, using the hyper mode, which is using the Morian Blade plus the Clever Rat's Ring, get your health below 30, and you could pretty much two-shot these guys. There we go. In fact, that's how I died the one time. Alright, so we're gonna go up this way. And my first death going through this walkthrough, I was going through hyper mode. I'm like, yeah, this is easy, I'll go through. And you just get touched once, and that was it. I think I lost, I didn't even go back for my souls, I was so mad. I think I lost 95,000 souls. I got 2 shards there. And this way. Where are they? They should pop out pretty soon. Yep, there's one. And the other one's on the other side. Now these guys could be annoying because they sit here on the edge. They don't... It's hard to consistently get them up here to attack you. So, I mean, you can move over here, you could hit one, and then kind of run away, see if they'll come up over top of this little fence here. But if they're not on this land, do not fight them, because their drops will go down there into the lava, and you'll just you'll miss out. So if they're not coming up, just keep on continuing up this way. And here is the merchant. So if you didn't want to do that farm for at least the shards, you could go do some kind of soul farm anyway that you find you know, ideal, and then come over here, and he sells them specifically, but they're 3,000 a pop, so make sure you do your little calculations there, see how many you need, and get them that way. Again, they're not all coming up where they need to be. So got a lot of grains, which is good. And we'll kill this guy up here. And then watch out for tunnel worms. I'm not going to worry about the Greystone. Just shards, that's all I'm getting. I'm going to drop down here. Now this guy, just be careful. Oh, I wanted to get around him. He can trap you, and then when he explodes, you may take some damage if you're not careful. There we go. Man, they're dropping a lot of souls, and wait, darn it. No chunks or pures yet, but oh, he hit me. I'm gonna go after this guy first. Oh, that other guy's a little slower, so it takes him a bit. What? Alright, so that concludes our farm. Now, like I said, this isn't an easy farm. If you really want multiple dragon weapons, if you're on your first playthrough of the game, you do get the dragon longsword +1, and just by walking through this area, because you have to go through it eventually, just completing it, you will have enough Dragonstone to bring that +1 dragon sword all the way up to +5. But if you do want more weapons in the dragon path, you're going to have to farm. And this is, I would assume, the best way to do this. I haven't found anything better than going through that path. And it does take some time. So see you guys on the next farming video. Alright, now we move on to Spiderstone. Spiderstone is also a very low drop and is quite challenging to come across through World 2. You do get a little bit of Spiderstone, particularly from some of the crystal lizards in the smithing grounds, but what we're going to do here is a little bit different. So most of the time, Spiderstone drops from the lizards throughout smithing grounds and Tunnel City. However, to farm them if you need more after farming all the lizards, these scaled miners actually do drop them. It is quite rare to see them drop, but they definitely do drop them. So we're going to go through this part of Tunnel City, and the good part about it is it's right at the very beginning. So you could kill this lizard here. Feel free to kill any and all of these miners. Now, when I was farming this for the sticky compound bow that I was using that scales off of Dex, this took me quite a bit of time. This is definitely not a common drop, but if you need it, this is probably the best way to do it. There's some Spiderstone there, and Greystone. It's a little bit of work, but you should be able to go through all of World 2, get enough Spiderstone to get at least one item up. Using at least using the sticky path to get Dex up, I think. But if you want more then you're gonna have to do some major farming. Now, to get pure chunks of the Spiderstone, I'm gonna show you where those lizards are. So in World 2, just come back to the smithing grounds. If you have this elevator unlocked, it makes it a little bit easier to get to the lizard that drops them, but if not, it's not a big deal. You could still kill these miners here. They do drop Greystone. I believe they still have a chance to drop Spiderstone. And because we're in Pure Black World Tendency, just keep an eye out for the Phantom. I think my 3-hit combo was better, bud. Got a lot of dropping. This is the room that we're looking for, just to go past here. Sorry, bud. I know you're only working. There's some Spiderstone there. There's 2. Got a little bit more. Spiderstone. So this might even be a better place than what I showed you earlier, but yeah, I didn't get those items. So, oh, there he is. Yep, good. So this is the crystal lizard that we're going after for the chunks and pure. Just gotta be careful. Wait, did he literally hit his own guy? That's awesome. There you go, Spiderstone chunks, you get 2 of those. And this is the other farm spot. Let me see if I could just snipe these guys quick. Alright, so we're gonna take these guys on. Come on, boys. Oh, shoot. Oh, yeah, I have a feeling I can get one-shotted by those red phantoms. Whoa, thought he was done. Alright, let's see what these guys are all dropping. Get some Spiderstone. Hardstone. Sharpstone. Sharpstone. Okay. Yeah, so that's the best path to go, I think, to get the chunks and at least another pure. I think he drops a pure. If not, there is one more pure that you get from beating the armored spider. So if you've already beaten the boss to this area, you should have already gotten a pure Spiderstone. Alright, for this portion of the video, we are going to go after Bladestone. Now, this is arguably the worst farm in the game, just because of the drop rates, particularly for chunks. At least in my experience, I've found that I've gotten a lot of shards. Bladestone shards are somewhat easy to come by. Pure Bladestone shards during some of my farming runs in the past, I've gotten 3-4 of them, you know, maybe in a half hour to an hour, and which isn't too bad, but the chunks are ridiculous. I don't know what happened. Maybe it's just my bad luck, but where you're going to go to farm these if you're looking for dex weapons, or to scale your dex weapons, is the Ritual Path. Now this, you should know from just farming souls. This is one of the best farming soul farms in the game, but for Bladestone, we're going to work our way back first and kill this red-eye, dual-wielding Skelly. Now, if you're not careful, he could kill you pretty quickly. Sometimes I like to sneak up on him to get that backstab, but that's up to you. And as a reminder, make sure that the world is in Pure Black state. I believe the mechanic is that if it's in Pure Black's world tendency, that chunks and pures will drop at a much higher rate. It may even just unlock the pure drop. I don't know. I've never gotten a pure or a chunk just playing the game off of, you know, maybe if I'm pure white or a different tendency than pure black. Or maybe I just was unlucky. But after we kill that guy, we're going to come right back here. Yeah, we got to kill this, kill the Reaper quick. Hopefully it's quick. I'm on higher new game. I think new game +2. Jeez. Alright. So as I said about the farm, you get quite a bit of souls from him. And we're going to actually be coming back here in another video for the Moonshadestone farm. Okay, go through this invisible wall, and we're going to go to fight this other dual-wielding skeleton, but this guy is a little bit more mean than the last one. A little bit stronger, plus you have those guys shooting at you to contend with. Oh, look at that. Pure Bladestone. Like I said, they seem to drop a little bit better. What I end up doing is I just come right up here. I'm going to fight this guy, not the Primeval Demon. I don't, hopefully I don't get him. Yep, I don't want to fight him. Not for my playthrough, and I might have to just evacuate. So you could run up that path and go right back to the Archstone and reload the world. I'm just going to go back. Or die. Jesus. What a way to end that video. Well, there you go. That's how you farm Bladestone. Yay! Alright, this next portion we're going to go after the moon stones. So this is going to span between two different areas of World 4, but I think it's just fitting now, since if you just watched the previous video, me dying right at the Bladestone farm, I'm going to go back and get my souls. It kind of takes the same path. Make sure you have a way to snipe this Reaper. So come down here in World 4 2 and kill the Reaper. You could kill him over and over again. Not only just getting souls, but he drops the stones pretty regularly. Before we drop down there, I'm going to show you. So got quite a bit of souls. You could come back to him, to Blige here, and you could purchase the Moonshadestones from him specifically for 3,000. Now for the chunks and pures, typically, I mean, you could farm this Reaper for those. There's a chance that he drops them, but you're better off farming them off of the lizards. So that's why it's going to span between two different areas. Grab that. We're going to come back here where we fought and died to the the skeleton out here. For this portion, because we're fighting or going after the lizard, we don't need item discovery. He's just going to drop what he drops. I'm going to put on the Thief Ring just so I don't get smacked again by those mana rays as frequently. See if he drops anything good. Oh, Uchikatana. Okay, now where is... there's my souls. And because I've already killed... Oh no, I thought he was gone. So come up here, kill the lizard. For me, I don't want to kill the Primeval Demon. And as you can see, he'll drop chunks, and I believe he also does drop a pure, but if not, you'll get a lot of chunks from him. This time I'm not making the same mistake. I'm going to come in here before I evacuate. And then we're going to go to the next world and only go after the lizards. Now the lizards do drop. There's 2 of them. You could respawn them over and over again. And that's in the last area of World 4 here. So again, having the Thief Ring does help. You may not be able to kill both of them real quick, just go after one. Well, missed them. One at a time is fine. And like I said, you'll get chunks. Just go back and forth killing those lizards, and you'll get a pure out of those eventually. Again, if you do need to farm another pure, I believe the Reaper in World 4 2 is probably the best way to do that. Alright, now we're heading off to World 4 again to go after the Cloudstone shards. This is in the last portion where the Storm King is. I'm going to talk a little bit about what we're going to do, because once you get in there it gets a little crazy. Make sure that you have your Storm Ruler on, and we're going to go right behind the little brick building. So I'm going to put on the Providential Ring. We got to kill all these stingrays, and they drop the Cloudstone. Now, within the world, you do find some Cloudstone chunks and pure. I believe there's a pure that you end up finding. Oh, jeez. Now, this is going to take me a little bit, just because I am in. I'm not in just New Game. I'm in New Game Plus, so I can't one-shot them, unfortunately. Okay, now we'll see if we can get this last guy here. He's just flying around. Just be careful when you're down to these last one or two to see if you could get them over in this area here, because if they're a little too far away, they drop them in areas that you can't pick up the items that they drop. So, as you can see, we got a couple items. We'll get a couple Cloudstones. 2 there. 3 there. That's nice. 1 there. So 6 on this run, it looks like. Not too bad, but don't forget all the souls that we also got. I think you could maybe buy the shards from Blythe, but yeah, the chunks and the pures you'll find within this world as well. And that's the farm for Cloudstone. Okay, now we're going to head over for some Suckerstone. This is somewhat of a simple farm. It could still be dangerous just because you could get overwhelmed. But we're going to come over here to World 4. This is the Altar of Storm's Archstone. We're going to work our way back and kill a bunch of these slugs. Now, Suckerstone is for your bleed build. So if you have weapons like a Nuchi Katana that you want to increase the bleed potential, this is what you're going to do. There is a pure, I'm sorry, 2 pures, Suckerstones. I'm going to, before we go in there, just talk about this really quick. There are 2 pure Suckerstones in the Swamp of Sorrows. There is one found by the Meat Cleaver Black Phantom. So that's pretty much right in the beginning. And then the other one, when you go through the world and get to the Rotten Haven, there is another pure down by the Plague Babies. So you could have 2 bleed weapons pretty easily. Now the chunks and the shards can be farmed up here, or they could be farmed in the Swamp of Sorrow where the Moonlight, the Moonlight Sword is. And like I said, you could easily get overwhelmed pretty quickly if you're not careful. And I never liked going through this world backwards, just because of that. There we go, some Suckerstone. Great place, obviously, for the sticky white slime. if you wanted to just farm that up and make whatever weapon you have magic damage potential. So I'm going to try this. I don't know if this is really going to help. There's nothing there. What? None of these guys dropped anything? Come up over here. Now, he didn't drop that. That was already there. That's an item that you find through this world. But, yeah, you would come through here and just kill all these slugs. Wow, I just, like, ran through this world, I think. Sticky white slime. Yeah, I think I just ran to the boss and didn't pick anything up. Nope. Oh, those things. Okay, let's see what we got here. We have to get a couple drops. Sticky white slime. Come up here and right down in here. I'm going to put this back on just in case. Now this area, just be careful. Yep, there's a whole bunch of these things. Oh. Sticky white slime. Come on, where's the Suckerstone? I'll probably show the other farm spot just as much, because right now I'm only getting sticky white slime, not much Suckerstone. And that is it for... Oops. Yep, that is it for this farm. The thing I like about this farm is that it's close enough to an Archstone that you don't have to run through this entire world, and especially on Pure Black World Tendency. This is not a fun world to go from the other path, like the front path. There's too many Black Phantoms, too many skeletons. Certainly makes this a lot more challenging. I'm going to show you the Swamp of Sorrows, and we'll see if we could do any better there. Now, for this portion, until we get over there, I'm going to put our Thief Ring on, and actually, no, I'm going to put our Soldering Ring on. If you don't have the Soldering Ring, I highly suggest getting that in World 3 once you have Pure Black World Tendency. And yeah, I think for the time being, just to counteract the poison, we're gonna leave the Adjudicator +5 on my back. Yeah, what I was talking about before with the Black Phantom, the Meat Cleaver Black Phantom, they're right over there in that area. So you could get a pure Suckerstone over by her. I gotta watch this guy. Even blocking, and I know this isn't high fire damage resistance shield, but man, that took so much of my health. Alright, now we're gonna drop down here and run on through. So if you have the Soldering Ring, you should be able to run very fast, just like normal, and be able to roll without any issues. If you don't have the Soldering Ring, it may be a little bit more challenging. Throw on my Thief Ring. A little bit less health, but I don't want to really have to deal with this Black Phantom giant. Hopefully I can get through quick. And just in case I cannot, and he sneaks up off a hit on me. Okay, we're gonna sneak on over here. Ceilings. I don't want to fight her. Alright, so I do have the lava bow on. Just to show you, this is also where you could find, I think, the Marrowstone. So if you're farming up those particular items, you could shoot these guys down, and they could drop Marrowstone. Let's see what this one dropped. Yep, Marrowstone. All these guys. So if you've already done this part, you don't have to work your way back up to drop all the slugs. You have them all here already, which is very good. You could technically use some fire bombs and wipe out most of these guys. This is a little bit challenging. So what I'm going to do, just to show you, I'm going to keep this on. Let's see, since this is our particular farming build, we'll see how this goes. This is going to be kind of tough. I would love to have the Sword of Searching on, but I gotta get out of here. Gotta get out of here. I'd rather stay alive. There we go. Just take it slow. Now again, if you're here for the first time, there is a Suckerstone over there. I can't remember if it's a chunk or a pure. But I got a couple items here. Yep, Suckerstone shard. Chunk. And another chunk. So as you can see, this is probably a better actual farming spot for the items themselves, but as you can see, it's a little bit more challenging to get here. Just back and forth running. Plus, if you have this in Pure Black World tendency, you're going to have a little bit of a tough time just sneaking by all those Black Phantoms. So there's your Suckerstone, and now we're going to get the heck out of here. Maybe not. There we go. Okay, in this portion, we're going to go after the Faintstone. This is for faith builds out there. So we're going to start where we killed the Dirty Colossus, Archstone, and we're going to work our way back. Now remember, with the world in Pure Black World tendency, there are some pretty tough Black Phantoms in this world. So we gotta be careful. So our goal is to go after all of these mages, I guess you call them. They are the ones that drop the Faintstone, as you can see there. Now, as we get closer, there's one of the Phantoms. Now, I use him. This is kind of like a little bonus feature here. I use this Black Phantom here to farm the Ephemeral Eyes. They drop those 100% of the time, but they are a bit of a challenge, so make sure you're ready to fight this guy, and that you have some space. Sometimes I bring him back into the boss arena if I don't feel like clearing these guys out. We'll try him. And again, he could pretty much one-shot if you're not prepared. Just stick going to his right. It's probably the best method. But as you can see, he drops 4,000 souls plus the Ephemeral Eye if you need those. But if you want to ignore him, put on the Thief Ring and get running. We're going to run right up to this guy here. In fact, I'm going to put on the Thief Ring because I don't want these guys charging me. Come come down here. We're going to go past the merchant first. We're going to come back to her in just a moment. Now, a couple things you could do. If you want to fight these guys, fine. I suggest not doing that. I'm going to bring this guy over here. I'll see if he drops anything. And then, of course, with the Thief Ring on, those guys won't aggro you. So I got 2 on this run. You could then, what I end up doing is, after killing a couple of those guys, you could come over here and buy some Faintstone. Now it is 10,000 a pop. So right now I could get 10 of those with the amount of souls that I have. So like I said, as you're farming, use the souls that you have to purchase some more. That'll make the farm a little bit easier. Now, to get chunks and pures, there's a couple different ways. The giant depraved ones do drop chunks and pures, so you could fight these guys. There's this bunch here. You're pretty much guaranteed to at least get 1 chunk. It seemed like every time I fought these guys consistently, I had no problem getting the chunks I needed. Now, the pure was a different story. You do get 1 pure Faintstone back at the Nexus if your faith is over, I think, 20. Talking to the Worshipper over by the faith side of the Nexus, she'll give you a pure Faintstone the moment your faith is over 20. So there's that option as well. Alright, for this next portion, we're going to go after the Moonlightstone shards, chunks, and pure. Now, with the stone shards, you could simply go through this Prison of Hope here and kill all the prisoners. I'm not going to kill all the prisoners, but I'll just show you here. I'll see if I can get lucky and get a few as we're going on. Like I said, killing these guys, not that challenging at this point in the game. Typically, that's what I get. I get the Widow's Lotuses, but believe me, they do drop the shards. Now, if you don't want to spend time wasting on farming those, another method is to just farm up a lot of souls and come up here to the top. We're going to find our way to the merchant up here. She sells them. She sells the shards, so I just want to show you where that is really quick. So right in here, she does sell the shards that are needed. So another method is to just farm up a bunch of souls, come up here as quickly as possible, and then buy what you need. They're 3,000 a pop. Now I'm going to show you quickly where the crystal lizards are in Upper Latria. So I'm going to cut quite a bit of this video just because it is quite a haul to go up to where they are. But I'll show you in just a moment. For more of the Moonlightstone chunks and shards, and even a pure, you're going to have to kill some of the crystal lizards within World 3 Tower of Latria. I'm not going to go through each location of where the crystal lizards are. Just play through the zone and just remember where your crystal lizards are. Kill everyone that you find. They do drop. Typically, they'll drop more of the chunks and a pure, but if you want to do a little bit of farming for either a chunk or pure Moonlightstone, we're going to come up here to the throne room. This is after you've already completed Tower of Latria. If you haven't beaten the main boss, you could start from the Ivory Tower and work your way up the stairs. It is a little bit challenging just because of the Mind Flayers. This is still not an easy farm for the crystal lizard, just because there's a Mind Flayer right there. Unless you could one-shot him, it could be a little bit more challenging. Me being on New Game Plus 2, and on top of it making this this world pure black, I'm not going to one-shot him, so we're going to go right after the crystal lizard first, which is a little iffy. I suggest rolling back into the throne room, waiting for this Mind Flayer to calm his ass down, and then we'll try to sneak up and backstab him here if we could. This is also a pretty good farming spot for souls. We'll see. I'm at 71.7 now. Let's see how many this guy gives us. Oh, did he... What the hell? I'm going to leave this in, but normally I would... Oh, man, but that crystal lizard, he's probably going to be gone. Yeah, normally I would edit that out, but that was hilarious. And this is why I don't like specifically fighting this guy. So if you end up killing the crystal lizard and then dying to that guy without getting the stones, you pretty much lost him, unfortunately. But like I said, we'll try this again. There we go. Okay, so about 9,000 souls, not too bad. And that's without any of the additional soul items, like the Ring of Avarice on. And there we go, we got 2 chunks, Moonlightstone chunks from him. So that's one way to get chunks, and then they do drop a pure, so you'll have to kill that lizard a few times. There is a pure lizard also down in Upper Latria. You have to work your way almost to the end of the second tower where you drop the heart. There is a crystal lizard kind of surrounded by those giant man centipede things. You could kill that. That's a far walk, so I wasn't going to show it here, but if you need those, that's probably the best way to get the chunks and the pure, and then also the shards. Alright, so we're going to go after the Mercurystone now. That's in World 3, Tower of Latria, so come up to Upper Latria, and this particular farm does require you to complete the world, or at least drop the heart all the way down to the bottom. Once you do that, the giant man centipedes come out, and that's what we want to farm. Now you could, if you have this world in Pure Black State, you'll get some red giant man centipedes down at the bottom. They are guaranteed drops of at least the shards. To get chunks, they also drop. Pure is also in Rotten Haven that could be picked up. That's in the Plague Swamp at the end of World 5. So that's, again, endgame kind of stuff. But for this path, it does take us quite a while to go through it. In fact, let me put all the gear that I want on for this farming method. I wouldn't say that this is a very challenging run. It's just long. It's not a quick farm method, because you pretty much would have to go through the entire world again up to the point where you drop the second chain. So it may not be that good of a farm, at least time-wise. Another thing you could do is forget the whole bottom part of the world and just turn right here, because a lot of those man centipedes are down this way, and you could just farm those, rinse and repeat, but you don't get any of the guaranteed drops from the red phantoms or black phantoms. Mercurystone. Now, Mercurystone's pretty good. I like it. I usually add it to the Flamberge, just because you get, with the Flamberge, you already got the native bleed. And then you add poison to that, so you get bleed and poison at the same time. So it's pretty good. Has the same moveset as like a Claymore, which is by far one of my favorite weapons in this game. And in Souls in general. Of course. Oh. Yo. That was so delayed. So delayed. But what a dick. Alright. We're gonna come through here, kill these guys. Even the small ones have a chance to drop it. So let's see what they got. Yep, Mercury's Shard. Come on. I may have mentioned it in one of the other videos. Something else that you can do to improve your drops is increase your luck stat. So this is where the long run starts. So you could either evacuate, go back to the Archstone, and just repeat that process until you get the items you need. But to get the chunks and the pures, you're going to have to go down to the bottom. We're going to go up here, and we're just going to run until we get down to the bottom where the swampy area is, because that's where a lot of those centipede things are, plus the black phantoms, and that's what we need to get the pures and the chunks. So you could run past all this stuff. And if you have this world in Pure Black, World Tendency, which is what I suggested from the beginning, you could do all this in body form. Simply because you, even if you die, your World Tendency is already Pure Black. Just make sure that you're offline if you don't want evasions. And just to note, if you haven't done it already, you could come up here in Pure Black or Pure White World Tendency, cross the bridge now, and then you could go up top to do that part of the Tendency event. I'm not going to show that, obviously, that's not the purpose of this video, but just wanted to make a note since we're right here. And we're just going to take these this first one down. Alright, now that we're down here, just kill everything that you see. All these centipedes. Don't think anything was here to the backside. Again, you might want to take your time. You don't want to get overwhelmed by these things. Shard. There we go. Oh, there's a chunk. Now, before we go up this way to tackle that beast, we're going to come over here. And I think there's a couple more that we need to kill over on this side. I like that R1 to R2 with this style weapon. I use that a lot with the Claymore, of course. Here, just be careful if you don't want to change your world tendency yet. Don't kill, don't kill the that dude there. You don't want to change that, and that changes it dramatically. I believe it goes. It's like a 90% flip. So the Primeval Demon sitting there, just let him be, and then we could just run back. Now, just be careful, especially in Pure Black World Tendency. That guy could do a ton of damage, most likely one-shot you. There is another one up there. We're going to try to get these guys one at a time. There you go. Or at least these two. I'm fine with these two. Oh man, hopefully he doesn't drop anything. And of course he does. So now we'll just make our way. 2 shards, nice. And like I said, this farm run, it does take some time. It is a long farm run, so hopefully you, when you come through this world, the first time you get enough Mercurystone to get what you want for your weapon, but if not, you should be able to get most of your Mercury weapon done on just one run. Alright, just be careful with these guys again. You know, they could pretty much one-shot you. Oop. Okay, got a shard. Now I'll leave that up to you. Typically, I'll come up here because there's a couple more. Plus, there's a lizard here. Now, the lizard does, I believe, drops the Moonlight Stones. So if you're looking for Moonlightstone, you could, of course, run through this entire place like we did here just to get the lizard. Now, oh shit, he saw me. So as you can see, anti-magic field makes these guys worthless. This is why I like the Faith build. Faith build's my fave. Ah, there we go, Mercurystone chunk. There's the Crystal Lizard. For Mercurystone, we don't really need them. But like I said, if you want Moonlightstone, you could definitely use it. Let's go kill him. Yeah, I like to sneak in here. Try to cheese these guys a bit. Now remember, if you could hit them, they could pretty much hit you. No drops there. And then one last guy right here at the end. That's why I said you pretty much have to go through this entire world just to get this Mercurystone. And that's the farm. So like I said, if you really want to go through and get your poison weapon, try to do it in one go, or at least farm on New Game. Don't wait to New Game Plus. It is a bear. Alright, now for the Marrowstone. Now this is one of the worst, if not, I think this is the worst stone to farm, just because of where the different monsters and different things are that you need to kill for this to drop. But if you really need Marrowstone shards, I suggest watching the Suckerstone portion of this video, just because there is a section of that where you're going to go down to where the giant mosquitoes are in the Swamp of Sorrow. That's actually just on the other side here. That shows you a nice farming spot for killing all those mosquitoes. You could certainly do that. It's probably an easier method, simply because you could put on a thief ring and sneak by most of the things that are in your way, realistically. This way is quite challenging. I tried going from the front Archstone, and it really was a lot harder, especially on New Game Plus in Black World Tendency, to even get to where we need to be to make it a viable farming method. If you go from the Leechmonger Archstone here and work your way back up, there are two of the ticks, 2 or 3 of the ticks, I believe, that are just on the other side of the bridge once you get to the top here. The problem is you have one of the giants, those giant depraved ones, and in Pure Black World Tendency you do have a red or a black phantom, but it's just one of those regular dudes. So it is a little bit challenging to do this method, but just take your time. If you're on New Game, you should be fine. So I tend to use the elevation to my advantage. Especially with that big guy. Let's see, they didn't drop anything. And this is what you have to really contend with here. This guy too, he could be a bit of a pain. And as you can see, we're right at the spot where we need to be. So I'm going to put Large Sword of Searching on. That'll get us maybe a chance for this stuff to drop. Yeah, 1, 2, and 3. So we got to kill those. Now to the right here. Yeah, let me put this back on a second. And the only reason why I'm being cautious is because of the new game that I'm in. New Game Plus. This guy could kill me pretty quick, as you can see. Where did the other guy must have dropped? And you would kill these ticks. The third guy... Oh, he's just right here. And nothing there. If one of those guys drops down there, do not go, as you can see. Don't go down there. As you can see, the giant was coming over, and there's like 3 or 4 of the regular depraved guys ready to ambush you. Not worth it. Then you could just make your way back down here to the Archstone and reset the world. That's probably, again, it's not the easiest method, but it's much easier than going the front portion of this world, working your way through. Again, if you're a new game, you might have no problem. And I would just say, go from the front, go all the way through, kill all the ticks that you can, and just keep on resetting the world. Or you could go through the Swamp of Sorrows and kill all of those giant mosquitoes. That works just as well. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like and also comment down below if you found better farming methods or have other ideas. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel.